When banks and bigs make money, you know they're going to tell their friends, which means more money flowing into crypto. And that's exactly what's happening with BlackRock's BTC ETF. Word's out that you make a lot of money on it. We're going to talk HBAR, XRP. Why? Well, because we're at crucial price points on both. Along with the Federal Reserve, the OCC, and the FDIC, not Snoop D-O-double-G, giving us some crypto guidance. They're saying, yo, you can buy crypto, but we got some rules for you.
I say lots of naughty things, so here's your warning.
Smithers, are they saying boo burns or boo earns? Oh, we know the answer to that one. Look at the screen. Some things deep in the green, some things holding key points. We're going to talk about it along with the Federal Reserve giving us some guidance. You can touch the crypto, but you got to touch it with our rules. Ass bags, but at least they're cool with it now, right? All right, before we get into the crypto news, your comments come first. You, the viewer, matter most. Frank the Tank says thanks for all the work you do to keep us informed. You the man. Well, you the man, Frank the Tank, for dropping support on the channel. I greatly appreciate it. Andrew Butcher hanging out with this channel member. Thank you very much to all the channel mems out there. Says, I'll jump on Grayscale. That's the name of a hot chick and a hot stripper. Absolutely, Circle's been beauty for me. Grayscale, I'll take it. We're talking about the Grayscale IPO. Think about that. We saw what happened with Circle, right? And think that was representative of a stable coin, right? Which is very soft, gentle, very Nancy-ish, if you would like, right? So we got the stable coin, Circle, IPO, bonkers. What do you think's going to happen with the one with Grayscale? Big money want to get in on that, because think stablecoins was the one, and now you're going to be getting directly into things that are launching crypto and things that make you a lot of money. Why is that important? Because we're going to talk about it. Because BlackRock's BTC ETF just became the most profitable in under 2 years. So you're going to have an IPO in regards to Grayscale, and Grayscale does a whole bunch of ETFs as well. HEMAP, now we'll talk price at the end. Let's get into it. Federal Reserve, FDIC, OCC clarify crypto custody rules for banks. The Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve, the Federal Deposit of Insurance Corporation, the FDIC, and the Office of the Comptroller of Currency noted in their press release the joint statement does not establish any new rules for banks in regarding crypto. They're just reiterating how they feel. The agencies confirm that banks are permitted to hold crypto assets for their customers either in a fiduciary or non-fiduciary capacity. However, banking organizations must consider several key rules. Here's what they got. Given the complexities of crypto asset safekeeping, a bank's organization board offers employees should have the requisite knowledge and understanding of the crypto asset safekeeping services to establish that. Essentially, listen to this. While bank can hold crypto assets on behalf of a client, the agents are reaffirmed that the liability for the safekeeping goes with the bank. As such, banks have to assume full control of the asset, meaning not your keys, not your crypto. So we got to come up with something a little bit better than this, like self-custody, protection, something. Here's the joint statement. I've got this, everything else linked in the description below. Bitcoin breaks 123,000 price record as lawmakers begin crypto week. Yeah, we haven't even like really started crypto week yet. That's all kicking off tomorrow. But just the action leading up to it is hot. Remember, tomorrow morning, CPI data, 8:15 a.m. Eastern time. All right. Blockchain researcher accidentally burns 58,000 in pump tokens. All right, so here's what happened. This person purchased $40,000 worth of pump tokens. Yeah. Then they inadvertently burned the entire amount worth over 58,000 post-launch while attempting to clear spam tokens from their wallet using Axiom Exchange. We also have to make crypto maybe a little easier to use. Like, if you could do stupid shit like this with your money, then they haven't put in enough safeguards for the customer. That's a big problem. It's not like if I were to go to my bank, I could like screw up stuff. They make you like verify things 2-3 times over. And in fact, you can't just like burn your bank account. So we kind of have to make crypto a bit more seamless, kind of make you not notice that you're using it while you're using it. Sharing this because look, even pros out there screw up. Yo, to the tune of 58,000. Way to go, dumbass. BlackRock's BTC ETF just became the most profitable in under 2 years. I'm highlighting this because of what's happening with Grayscale. In an X post on July 14th, Balchunas called the growth unfrickin' believable, noting that IBIT's assets have exploded to 88 billion. Demand for the ETF is further highlighted by the fact that it was the third most traded fund in the U.S., trailing only the giant S&P 500 ETF and the NASDAQ 100 ETF. Think about that. The BTC ETF, third in terms of trading volume. That is, I'm sorry, for demand, my bad, for demand on it. That is crazy. That is absolutely nuts. One asset, right? Garnering that much attention, and when do you compare it to, what are you comparing it to? The S&P 500 ETF, the NASDAQ 100 ETF? Yo, juicy. All right, key prices. I was really hoping HBAR would hold this 25 cent on this move, but we got pushed back down a little bit. Now, that's okay, all right? You're up 50% in 7 days. The thing is this, though, right? We get to these psychological price points, and we know that the market's really been following heavily on the U.S.-based action, okay? In HBAR, 25 cents. That's another big psychological barrier right there, okay? That's a huge one that a lot of oomph, a lot of money gets wasted trying to bust through the ceiling. Now, let's go into that 15-minute candlestick so you can see exactly what I'm talking about here. Check this out. Hit 25 way back here, 25,194, okay? This was yesterday. After it hit that, was pushed on down. We saw it rebound, make a move. Then got again 25 and change here, 25 and change. It's tried 3 times now to kind of do that 25 and change move, and both times hasn't been able to hold. All 3 times hasn't been able to hold. I'm looking for HBAR on 25 cents. And what I'm saying by what I'm looking for the next couple days, HBAR to hit 25 cents and hold. If we can't hit that 25 and hold, you know what's going to happen. We're going to slide closer to that 21, 20 cent mark. And that's still not bad, because when you zoom out, that's still juicy. But then you just kind of worry how much of that pump you're going to roll. Now, that being said, though, crypto week. That kind of is all bets are off the table, because we don't know how bonkers things are going to get this week. We've already seen volume absolutely nuts. We've already seen ETFs playing absolutely huge. The alts are making moves. Volume of the alts themselves are good, so it's not just a BTC play. The alts are moving with it. But key factors here, I want to see HBAR hold 25 cents throughout this entire crypto week. If not, I fear we can get pushed back down, because you got to ask yourself, what else do we have big coming up like crypto week? We're not getting cuts from Powell, and we're not getting regs anytime soon. So this is kind of like a big play right here. XRP, we're talking about the same idea, but around that $3 mark. 7-day chart on XRP up 28%. Volume absolutely nuts at $12.7 billion. Again, right, those psychological points. You're going to see the $3 mark here, and watch what happens when I go to the 15-minute. You're going to see this move right here, which happened a few days ago, got us to a high of 297. We pushed on down. People are like, oh, crap, what's going to happen? Well, we held the floor. We held a very strong floor. Now, look at this. Second attempt, yes, we have breached $3, right? We've hit it quite a few times over the last several hours, but we couldn't hold. And again, today's not the big day of it, right? I'm recording this on Monday evening. Dinner time special. So, key levels. And the same thing I said for HBAR in terms of, good things happening this week. We got to get north of that $3 mark. Otherwise, you know what can happen with XRP. We can push on the way back down. But right now, that move is very strong. The volume is holding it very strong. And this move has like a sustained duration to it. You're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days now of a pretty solid XRP pump, which is a hell of a lot better than some of the other moves that we've seen where they've been, pumperoni, dumperoni within like the same 24-hour time period. So let's see what crypto week holds in store for us. But the run up into it has been absolutely juicy. But I think a lot of us are all thinking the same thing. Will this move have the steam? Will we revert back to previous levels? And right now, so far the market's telling us, yo, we've got plenty. You're seeing every positive indicator out there. Now, granted, people can always pee in our Cheerios. You can always have some bad stuff, happen regs-wise with the Clarity Act. That could really be hard for the alts. The Clarity Act would be bad for the alts. If we have problems with the Genius Act, that's just bad for the entire crypto market. So, if stuff like that comes up during crypto week where we have some real friction problems where we're like, oh, shit, we ain't getting regs this year. This really sucks. Or, wait, we have to completely destroy these bills and start over. Or, wait a minute, no one... You get what I'm saying? If something bad comes out of it, then yeah, we could put ourselves down. But right now, things are looking pretty optimistic. All the reports out there say that, yeah, you got some partisan issues, but as long as we make some changes, we might not get this done soon, but we'll get it done eventually. I'm talking about the regs. That being said, HBAR and XRP are near key levels. And what are we looking for? We're looking to see if they can hold north of those through crypto week, because we don't want this to be a pumperoni and dumperoni. That would suckeroni, right, you jabronis? That's a lot of roni. All right, everyone, I've got dinner to make, dogs to walk, so choo-choo what? Choo-choo biz nachos.